thank you so much, Chand. I think it was a very, very nice presentation. I think you spoke about how someone can start Shopify store without much of an effort. And I think one thing which I really liked is one thing which I really like about Shopify is its integration with a lot of platforms. As you rightly said towards the end, that with the plug of a button, you can actually integrate with any logistics or any marketing provider. I think that is a very, very important thing which all of you should be taking note of. Now, very quickly, I think a lot of us sometimes believe that building the website is one of the key challenges to running an e-commerce store, which is absolutely the right thing. But once you build a website, what you would realize is getting your first 100 orders is also one of the challenges which you need to overcome. And which is going to be the topic of my presentation today. I'll talk about one case study of a brand which did it. And I'll talk about simple steps which you can follow to get your first 100 orders and scale beyond the first 100 orders. Now, very quickly, I just to be able to understand the audience a little better, I have a question coming up on the screen. If you can just help me understand this, that what best describes you, okay? And you can choose the option A, B, C, D, and E when you're answering on the chat window. Please use the chat window to answer this. So A, if you don't have an e-commerce business, but you're still interested in digital marketing. B, if you're planning to start one. C, if you already have one and are looking to market. And D, if you work with any other e-commerce companies for their marketing. And of course, E for none of the above. So if you can just answer this on the chat window, I think this will help us understand a little better, and I'll try to customize my presentation accordingly. Okay, that's very, very interesting. I see a lot of A, B, and C coming up, more A and B than C and D. Excellent, excellent. So this is very, very encouraging. I think a lot of us are looking to start our e-commerce business, which I think is very, very, I think this is probably the right session for you, right? Just one quick question. I think I can clearly see the answer to this question already. So maybe I can skip this also. So this question is around, have you used Facebook or Google Ads, right? And I can see some yeses, and I can see a good share of no as well. Excellent. So very, very good. If you have already run ads in the past, then I think I'll try to add on some value to what you're already doing. But if you've not run ads in the past, that's not a concern either. I'll talk about very baby steps into how you can start your first set of campaigns. All right. Very good. So let's start. So question I'm sure a lot of you must be asking is why do you think this is a time to start an e-commerce store, right? You must be thinking this is like in the middle of a lockdown. Really, is this the time for us to be talking about e-commerce store? And I'll give you 4 quick reasons why I think this is probably a better time than any other time. Okay. Very quickly, number 1, evolved ecosystem. I think in India, the ecosystem is very ripe at this point in time, which is what Chand also spoke about. We have Shopify to build a website, and we have a host of plugins, which without much of an effort, you can integrate your warehousing, you can integrate your logistics. So setting up an e-commerce is significantly simpler in India today. Okay. Number 2, shift to online. I think due to COVID-19 crisis, a lot more people after the lockdown are more likely to make a purchase. So very good time to be starting e-commerce. A third point, which you can see, is the post-geo effect. I think a lot of us are aware of it. Tier 3, Tier 4 has seen a huge uplift in the e-commerce and or the online boom. But the fourth one is very interesting. Your cost of ads has come down. So this is something I'll talk about in my next slide as well. If you see the slide, this is actual data of Facebook ads of a brand which runs with Adyogi and the cost of impression for that brand. This is actually cost of 1,000 impressions. So as you can see, March 1st week, you had around 200 rupees as the cost of 1,000 impressions, and 3 major events happened in March. The work from home began for most companies, Janata Curfew on 22nd March, and lockdown on 25th of March, and your cost of marketing came down by a whooping 80%, which means if you were spending a certain amount of money to reach out to 1 lakh people, you will reach out to 5 lakh people in the same amount of money. So this is a very, very good time to actually be a digital marketer or to market your own e-commerce store. All right. So now I'm sure you're asking me, okay, you have created your own e-commerce store, and the question is, can a new brand actually get 1,000 sales? 10,000 sales from zero sales. Okay, and I talk about a brand, and there are like many case studies. I think Chand also showed a couple of them, or many of them, but I talk about only one specific case study. This is a brand called Line Polo. They started in March 2019, and within a span of 6 months, with the help of Shopify and Adyogi, they were able to get their first 7,000 orders. And needless to mention, this is one among the many brands. This is only one example which I'm going to pick up as part of my presentation today. All right. So now I'll give you a framework today on how do you think about marketing, and I'll give you very actionable points. To make it simple, I have divided it into 4 sections: setup, create, optimize, and scale. So setup, create, and optimize will be important to get your first 100 sales, which is, I think, a very important milestone for any e-commerce company. And scale is when you scale from 1,000 to 10,000 or even beyond that. On the setup, I think very simply, all of you would, or some of you, or most of you would be aware of, I think Shopify, of course, Chan spoke about, but Facebook Business Manager, Facebook ad account, Facebook and Instagram pages. I think all of you will set it up eventually. But very important for e-commerce is the right 2 things. One is pixel and the second is product catalog. So pixel and catalog are actually the backbone of an e-commerce marketing, and I'll talk about it why in my next slide. Now, if I ask you today that what is the benefit of pixel, I'm sure some of you would already know about it. You might say it helps in remarketing, which means if somebody has come on your website, show them the same ads. Absolutely right. But very few of you will realize that pixel has more uses than just remarketing. It helps Facebook optimize. So let's say, for example, you have a potential audience of 1 lakh people. Facebook may not show ads to all 1 lakh. It might show only to those 10,000 which are more relevant to purchase, which is known as conversion optimization, for which pixel is very important. In addition to that, pixel is also very important for building your audiences. When I say audiences, this could be lookalike audiences of your customers, which is one of the very important techniques to market. And I'll talk about it in my subsequent slides. So extremely important, focus on configuring your pixel. Thankfully, in Shopify, there is an option to configure it via the preferences tab, which is a very easy way to configure your pixel. The second setup, as I said, is catalog. Now, catalog is very important. You want to make sure that all the products on your Facebook or on the Shopify website are on your Facebook catalog. And catalog has parameters like price, description, image, and URLs. All these are very important because when you eventually start creating ads on Facebook, you will want to link them to your catalog so that all your products and prices automatically come in your ads. Again, Shopify App Store has apps which can help you sync your catalog with Shopify and Facebook. When I say sync, it essentially means that if one of your products goes out of stock, it will get removed. Or if one of your prices change, it will get automatically reflected on Facebook. All right, so you were able to get the setup right. This is when I think the most important stage of my presentation comes, which is how do you create your first set of campaigns to get your first 100 sales. And this is going to be one funnel which I talked about. I know some of you might have seen it. Without getting too theoretical about it, I'll try to probably make it very easy to understand. This is a traditional marketing funnel. At the top, you have people who have never heard of your brand. You just go a little down. These are people who have heard of your brand, may not have visited your products. If you go further down, these are people who have visited your products, added products to cart, but never purchased. And at the bottom, you have your customers, right? And you might have heard about terminologies like bottom of the funnel or top of the funnel. This is precisely what that is. Very important for e-commerce is when you're setting your campaigns on Facebook, set it up based on the funnel. I think funnel-based marketing campaigns is going to be one key learning of my today's presentation. And I'll talk about how exactly you can do that. So start with the top of the funnel, which is people who have never heard of your brand. Okay, what campaign do you create so that you can reach out to these people? Okay, now we might say about awareness, and awareness might actually sound like a very loose term because you might just think, let me just run ads and anybody who sees my ad will actually get aware of my product, right? Technically, yes, but from an e-commerce standpoint, that is not the right way of marketing because you want to reach out to only those people who are most likely to purchase from you. So what I have on the screen is 10 must-haves when you are setting up your awareness campaign. Very important. I'll talk about a few of them which are extremely critical. Number one, run a catalog sales campaign. Catalog sales campaign is where you can link a catalog to Facebook. If you guys know about Facebook, you would have seen that there are like 10 different objectives which you can run on Facebook. For e-commerce, run a catalog sales campaign. Number two, very important, you should optimize your campaigns for purchases. I know we might think about optimizing it for clicks, optimizing it for add to carts, but we have seen across multiple testing across hundreds of brands that when you optimize for purchase, that is when you get the sales. Okay. A couple of other points which you can see on your screen, very important. I think run campaign budget optimization feature in Facebook, multiple targeting options within each campaign, automatic budget optimization. I think that is also campaign budget optimization, very important. Automatic placements, again important. One more thing which is you need to focus on is when you're first starting your brand, you may not know whom to target. So best is either start with an interest-based audience first, but gradually move to a feature in Facebook called as lookalikes. Typically, we have seen that a lookalike of your website or lookalike of your Facebook page performs really well. Now you got your campaign right, the awareness campaign right. You got your targeting more or less right? But it's very important to get your ad copy right? And if you look at the ad copy in the middle, you might find it as a very simple ad copy, but there are 10 very specific nuances in this ad copy, which will actually make all the difference. And I'll quickly talk about them. As you can see, I've put some arrows to help you envisage or where exactly in the ad copy that belongs. One is contextual. Important to keep your messaging contextual. In this particular case, Lion Polo was talking about Holi during the Holi time. Make sure you tell your users about your free delivery option or your cash on delivery option because they would be interested in it. Highlight the USP of your product. Very, very important. Highlight the unique selling point of your product or the use case of your product. And why would someone want your product? In this specific case, it's apparel, which is quite clear. But the use case here is upgrading your wardrobe, right? That's what is being clearly written in the ad copy. Emoticons, again, we have seen very good response coming from them. Using product images in your ad. Now, some of us might be inclined to using like a banner ad, a banner image, but we have seen best results coming when you actually have a product in the ad and you click on the product and you land actually on the product page. So landing on the home page, landing on the category page may not be the best strategy because you want to direct people as close to the conversion as possible. Couple of other things, price is very, very important in the ad because you want to pre-qualify your audience. You want to make sure anybody who is coming on your website has the price point in mind and they are willing to pay that price. And lastly, shop now. You want people to come with the intent to purchase. You don't want people with learn now, learn more, know more kind of call to action buttons. You want people to come on your website who actually want to make a purchase. So these are some of the techniques you should use for your top of the funnel marketing, which is the awareness stage which I spoke about. Now, some of you might know that once people interact with your website, you can actually create an audience of those people and you can remarket them. So here I just want to talk about what audiences can you create. You can create an audience of people who have engaged on your social media, which means people who have come on your Facebook page, come on your Instagram page, viewed your videos, come on your YouTube page or viewed your YouTube videos, or also come on your website. So very important that don't miss out on people who have engaged with you in the past. Run a separate conversion campaign for them, optimize for purchases, and push them down the funnel. The third in the funnel is where people have viewed your products and added to products to cart, but not purchased. Now, this is very common. You would have seen, you would have probably gone to an Amazon or a Flipkart, seen a product, come back to Facebook, and you see the same product on Facebook, right? This is known as dynamic remarketing campaign. It can be set up in Facebook with a with fairly not much of a difficulty. And these campaigns are very important because they help you convert your audience. If you see on the left side, this is a screenshot of Google Analytics of Lion Polo. As you can see, 60% of people purchase in the first time for Line Polo, and roughly 40% of the people don't purchase on the first day. They actually purchase within the next 28 days. So it's important that you run this dynamic remarketing campaign and you try to convert them. And the bottom of the funnel, which is your customers. Don't forget to target your customers. Once you get your first 100 customers, try to convert them into repeat purchases by running a customer campaign. The good news is platforms like Facebook and Google allow you to upload your email data or phone number data and show them ads. One suggestion there would be that you would want to upload data of delivered orders and not exactly those orders which were probably returned before delivery. For customers, the suggestion would be try new creative formats. Maybe a video ad or a slideshow or a canvas might be a very good idea. So that covers the major portion. So you have setup, you have create. I'll quickly take 1 or 2 minutes to tell you about how can you optimize and how can you scale. One key thing on optimization is budget optimization. So be completely aware of how to allocate the budget between your top of the funnel campaigns and bottom of the funnel campaign. For a new brand starting on Shopify or any other platform provider, roughly 80% of the budget should go into top of the funnel campaigns and 20% budget should go into bottom of the funnel campaigns. Keep in mind that you need to keep testing different targeting options. So if you have tried lookalike of, let's say, page, try lookalike of people who have come on your website. Similarly, if you have tried one particular set of ad messaging, try different ad messaging because you would want to remove the ad blindness. So these are some of the basic optimization techniques which will help you lower your cost of sale. And lastly, so if you've got your first 100 orders, how do you scale it to your first 10,000 orders? This is where I talk about a few analyses which you should be doing to be able to get insights which can help you scale to your first 10,000 orders. A few things here. Number one, pay close attention to conversion rate on your Shopify store or other websites. Typical Shopify store, we have seen around 2 to 3% conversion rate. If your conversion rates are lower, then try to figure out the reason why users are dropping off. Do a state-wise or city-wise RTO analysis, which means figure out where people are returning products more versus not, and optimize your campaigns accordingly. And figure out what products are selling more. We have usually seen that there is a strong 80-20, which means 20% of your products usually give 80% of your sales. Keep an eye on the feedback of your products. It's very important. If your feedback of your products is good, then Facebook gives you an added benefit in terms of lower cost. So these are, that brings me to the end of my presentation. I hope I was able to give you some construct as to how you set up your campaigns. A very quick thing about Adyogi. Adyogi is a SaaS platform for e-commerce stores. We automate the entire process of setting your campaigns. So we'll pull products from your website, create ads across Facebook, Google, and Instagram, and optimize your ad spends. We are a Facebook and a Google partner in India. So that's pretty much what I have today. Over to you, Akash, for the panel discussion.